Guys, I apologize. I said I would make a second video and it has been a bit. It's not that I forgot about anybody. I tried to respond to comments. I am just been kind of processing and actually thinking about what I want to put out there and what trying to get it to you guys in a constructive way. So let's go into what I want to talk about in this video is the testing that I did. I've been dealing with this off and on in different forms since I was like 21. I'm 41 now. So let's say 20 years. First neurologist I went to see was when I was 21. So to date, in those 20 years, I've had 3 EMGs, all of which turned out negative. No questions, no this was slightly off or any of that kind of stuff. I have had 3 brain MRIs, no white matter, nothing like that. So that's all good. No signs of MS or brain tumor or anything like that. I have seen 4 neurologists. The last one that I've seen for the last maybe 4 or 5 years is actually a friend of mine in the Fort Collins, Colorado area. And he is an amazing neurologist. I trust him. He works, people come from all over the country to see him. And we've bounced ideas off of each other, what might be causing this, his thoughts. And I'll go into that in a different video. One thing I want to touch on too, and beyond that, so I've had the 3 MRIs, I've had the 3 EMGs, I've had multiple exams from neurologists, like hand-eye coordination, that kind of stuff. And then I actually did this year, I had a muscle biopsy, my right thigh. Basically, they go in and snip a teeny weeny piece of muscle tissue, and they test it. If you have ALS, it's going to show it. That's one of the most invasive. I don't know if I'd recommend it for anybody. I did it more as conclusive evidence. So that's quite a bit of testing. So the point of this video is I have dealt with this for 20 years. A lot of you guys that are coming on in the comments, you've dealt with it for 6 months, you've dealt with it for a year, which, not discounting that, all I'm telling you is I have dealt with it for 20 and I'm still here. I am a healthy adult. I live a normal life, quote unquote normal, whatever that is to you. But it affects my life. More so it affects my life when I let it affect my life. I won't go too deeply into it, but I think that this issue is caused by, it's either caused by anxiety or it causes anxiety. It's the chicken or the egg, and I'm not sure. I don't know if I had anxiety before, which is what caused the benign muscle fasciculations, or I had the benign muscle fasciculations and that caused anxiety. What I found for me is it kind of makes my mind work in a loop, which is a dangerous thing. So I'd get like a muscle twitch and then I would think, oh my God, something terrible. It just hasn't manifested yet. It's just the the beginning of it. And that's literally it. Every muscle twitch, boom, I'm going to die. Basically, I've got ALS. Nobody knows it. And that is a terrifying place to be. That being said, recently, since the last video, I've been dealing or working on coping skills for dealing with anxiety. And I had the muscle biopsy done after that video. So I've noticed when I still get benign muscle fasciculations. I still get twitching. I mean, sometimes it's like twitch, twitch, twitch. Sometimes it's like a big, like a zinger, my neurologist calls it. Kind of like somebody just stuck a cattle prod in your leg and a big section of muscle tissue just twitches. And my mind hasn't been going in that loop. Like before it would be like, I'd be here and then I'd get a twitch and I'd be here. And now when I anxiety wise, or the way I would think, like it'd be, I'm fine, I'm gonna die. And then now I'll get a twitch and I don't really pay it too much attention. Maybe like a level 2. And I noticed I just not giving that attention, I'm in a much better place. They don't really control me, and it seems that I don't get them as bad. I don't know. It's kind of tough. You just have to get out of, like I said, it was just literally like a racetrack, a loop. It just all day, before I went to sleep, sometimes a twitching or jolting would wake me up, and I'd be afraid to fall asleep. And then, you know, you got anxiety, and then you're depressed, and it's just not a good place to be. But yeah, everything's good. And I want you guys to know that. I want, you know, if you're having a bad day, watch this video. Like, you're gonna be okay. If it was me and I was in the beginning of it and I didn't know if it was benign muscle fasciculations or something else, I would go to a neurologist and I would have him test me. And if he thought that I needed a EMG or an MRI or something like that, then I would do it. But you guys, you don't need to go as deep as I've gone. I mean, first MRI would have been fine. First EMG would have been fine. Maybe a second EMG later down the road, which I've done. The muscle biopsy, I pushed more for that. I don't know if that was necessary. Obviously, it wasn't necessary. But for me mentally, I guess it was. So I don't want you guys to go there. You shouldn't have to do a muscle biopsy for you to believe that everything's okay. Next video, I want to get into some of the things I've done besides dealing with anxiety. So, you know, what can you do to help? Working out, supplements to take, medications that I've taken that have helped, and some that were just absolutely terrible that I would never want you guys to go through. Medications that are worse than benign muscle fasciculations. Trust me on that. And talk about some of the medications they think might cause benign muscle fasciculations, such as like Prozac, some SSRIs, things like that. But anyways, if anybody, feel free to reach out. If you want to message me, I'd be available, even phone call. I've been through this. It affects your life. I understand that. It's affected mine, and anything I can do to help someone else get through it and live their life, I would be more than happy to do. It's almost Christmas, so hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holiday, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.